Good morning, everyone. So a couple of days ago, I posted a video called What is Subcontracting, where I just explained what I think subcontracting is and some of the projects that I work on. I'll post a link to that video beneath this one. So in this video, I'm going to run through the pros and cons of subcontracting. And of course, this is based on my experience and other people might have a different opinion. But anyway, here we go. So I'll start with the pros, and I suppose the main thing for me as a new freelance business, or well, full-time freelance business, is that I had stability. Generally, it's always available, so I don't have to worry about not having any work. So I tend to try and do a mix and match of subcontracting and my own client work, so I have that stability and regular income. Another pro was around working with a team. So when you work by yourself, and especially during lockdown, it can get quite lonely. So it's really nice feeling connected with the internal team. And sometimes I even go to their stand-ups. So that sense of connectedness is great. Another pro would be that I get exposed to various different ways of working. So I've worked for different types of agencies, and they generally do things differently. So I get to see their business model, I get to see their different types of documentation, I get exposed to different ways of working within teams and squads, and that's super valuable as a business owner myself. And then I guess the last pro would be that there is a massive variety of clients and projects that I've been working on, and I've been really lucky to work with some really awesome clients. Okay, so now on to the cons. So the biggest con for me would be that I don't have control over that scoping phase. I'm really passionate about the early analysis phase of learning design. So it might feel a little bit uncomfortable for me to be told, hey, can you create a storyboard based on this analysis? And perhaps I might not agree with the analysis or the proposed learning solution that they have come up with. So that's probably the biggest con for me. Another consideration would be timelines. That's not something that I have control over. If you build up a really good relationship, they will take into consideration your availability, of course, and you might have more of a say. But generally, they say, hey, we've got this project and it needs to be done by this date. And then you have to get that done. Another con might be that the pace of an agency or a studio can be quite confronting for someone who may have worked perhaps in an internal L&D team where the pace might be a bit slower and it might be a bit of a shock to the system. And I guess the final con might be that you only see one small part of the process. So I really love being the end-to-end learning designer, developer that I am. Seeing a project through from the start right through to the end. But I might get a gig where they only want me to do the rise development, for example. So you might not have been a part of the process early on, and sometimes that might not sit well with you. So I hope you found this useful, and in the next video I will go into how I price for these gigs.